All right, everybody, welcome to the Passiflora Championship in July. Very, very excited to bring it to you today. We have a new admin. The director of communications are putting together all the shows for us today. I'd like to say a shout out to Puzzle. He is doing this today. He's a pretty awesome guy. We got a chance to talk for a little bit. So we have a new member of the cast. So very excited that. Welcome, Puzzle. If you get a chance to see him, he does a lot of hard work. So he's a big deal. So thank you, Puzzle, for being here. I am Shifu with the cards again. I am casting. I got lucky. They couldn't find anybody, so you're stuck with me yet again. No, I just appreciate it. Glad to be here. We have a really good show today. We have the championship. I think that this is the championship right before the last championship that goes into the invitational, if I'm correct, in September, I think. I'm pretty sure about that. So last chance for everybody scrambling for points to try to get into that coveted invitational slot. It's going to be a fun, entertaining series. And we're starting off with the first losers semifinal, excuse me. It's going to be Seif versus Lord of Larvae. It's going to be in our first game. And of course, it's a best of 3, so we're going to be excited to see the action there. And then we're going to see who wins it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's a good show. And I think we're going to get ready to kick it off. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, being here, and supporting the stream and the community. It means a lot. Please join our Discord. And again, thank you to Siraxi for putting this all together for us. All right, here we go. So it looks like Lord of Larvae is running a Dagon deck, monsters versus monsters. We have a mirror match, but that could be different things to different people because different monster decks run the same. But we're looking at possibly a Foglet deck from Seif, which we got some Foglets, we got some Fog, we got some Thunderbolt potions. It's smelling a lot like the Thunderbolt Fog Swarm. At least Seif is running that. A very good combo. At this particular time, this was before the patch, so bears were a huge deterrent to the monster players getting off, but bears have been declawed really for monster players. So at this time, it's going to be interesting to see 2 monster players going at it. We're going to see some weather before the weather got changed. And here, of course, if you played monsters in this mirror, you knew that harpies were going to hit the board first. There we go. Harpy on harpy action. It's kind of a standard play. Here comes Dagon. And we're going to probably look at Biting Frost. Back when Biting Frost was a lot more powerful, cleans out those harpies. And so now it's going to be a battle of some more harpies come down. A lot of times people use that Dagon just to get the fog or to clear out mirror matches. The Thunderbolt hits the board on the eggs, preventing the Biting Frost from doing much damage. Good play by Seif there. Lord of Larvae is going to see how he responds to this. Could go with his own Dagon here. It looks like he's looking at Dagon. It will not be quite as devastating as the Dagon that Seif used. We'll see where he goes with this. We have a Clear Skies in hand for Seif. That's always good. We have, of course, the Crones. Dagon hits the board, goes with Frost, brings out the Foglet. So it's going to be a pretty standard mirror at this time. The monster players use a lot of Fogs and Pump-Ups and Harpies for board presence and for keeps later around. Fog gets the board again. So it's going to be a very interesting play. It's going to be 1 or 2 mistakes in this matchup is what causes the difference. Clear Skies hits the board, clears off the Fog. But once again, when Fog is on the board anywhere, the Foglets stay. So that was a change in that particular meta that stuck around. Before then, once one Fog was cleared on one side, they would go. The bear, the demoralizing roar, or the demoralizing roar. The roar hits the board, hits a 12 bear that now is changed, of course. But back then, that would be a 12 in the graveyard. Not that he could do anything with it, as he's not Skellige, but it's still a good little burst potential there, and it protects him if he does clear that fog, that he'll still have 12 keep on the board. Good play by Seif. Seif was in a powerful position. His opponent now has to do some thinking. Lord Larvae has to think, okay, I'm 1 card up. Do I try to push? We don't know what he has in his hand. Do we see the witches? I don't think he would, considering he would be hit with counter witches, but their witches would be in fog. So it'd be interesting to see what he does here. He is definitely – it's a tough decision. This is, of course, where Gwent makes it so spectacular. It's all about card advantage, points, and looking at where you are, setting yourself up for the next round, as top-level players do. We bottom-level players, we just play cards and we get them in our hand. But the top – oh, here we go. A lock on the bear, which halves it, which is important, which could signal to Seif that he's looking to win this round. That was an interesting play. A nice half call. The lock obviously wasn't there. Seif wisely passes, says, okay, if you're going to win this round, you got to play another card. And that's the card you want to play. The nice Ekamara into eating the egg. So it's a 9 keep. and then a 3 will hit as that egg spawns. So Lord of Larvae takes the first round with a good keep, smart play. Seif will have 6 points. He will have 12. So Seif is behind the 8 ball already, but he does have, excuse me, does have card advantage. And so we will see. He has have a renew, so he's probably very keen on using the Woodland Spirit here and renewing it next round. So I would probably see a Woodland Spirit in this round and then renew it next round, would be my guess. He does have Gels, in which case he could get Caranthir. There comes the Fog. Good play by Lord of Larvae. I almost called him Woodland Spirit there. One thing about this is fast-paced, because when you play these games so much, you know what you want to do. Specifically with decks designed around, begin, end, and finish, you kind of know where you're at. So now Seif has an interesting decision. Okay, he's up 2 cards. He really wants to play the Crones. Hope his opponent doesn't have Crones. What he's trying to do here, if possible, is win the round while not being behind. In other words, getting ahead. He wants to stay ahead on points every time he plays. It's very important because he wants to maintain a card advantage state. He doesn't want to be way behind. So that's one of the things he's thinking of going into the round. He played his Crones. Here comes the rain. Rain and weather was so much more devastating. That was a great change by the developers, by the way. Side note. Griffin clears the skies. And we have, he's looking probably for, I would think, maybe a Lacerate. Yeah, Lacerate's a good call. Swipes the board. Now, Seif is in a bad position. He's already played his Crones. He's down by 13, which makes getting over in this round very difficult. Even if he plays a Thunderbolt Potion, he's going to be down by 1. That's only 12 points. He's going to go for Caranthir, which is a great play. He's going to use Gels to get Caranthir and group those boards together, and that will put him ahead, because what he'll do, he'll group everything out, put him in Frost, and that will do a lot of damage across the whole board. Really great play by Seif there to catch up and put ahead. But now, the question is, does Lord of Larvae have the Crones to counter that play? He hasn't played his Crones yet. Chances are he has Crones, right? And there it goes. Great play, but the hatches do spawn Harpies. Now, Lord of Larvae will probably pass, exactly. He'll probably pass because he's ahead. Therefore, he has gained the pivotal card advantage that he needed there going into the final round. So, the best play that Seif could have made was putting them there. The Harpies spawned out of that row, which would have been, if they spawned in that row, they would have been 1 point ahead. So Seif did not get card advantage. Great play by Lord of Larvae to pass. That's what I'm talking about, thinking ahead. There are 3 cards each going into the final round, but because Seif won that round, he'll go first, which means that he is technically behind in cards. He does have 6 points, but that really won't matter because, again, we have not seen Lord of Larvae's Crones yet. So that's, if you see if you're not feeling great, he does keep the Commander's Horn, and really his whole future hinges on whether or not Lord of Larvae has a Clear Skies. A Clear Skies would absolutely kill him here. You would still get some points for, well, it would hurt. It wouldn't kill him. It would definitely hurt. He did say he did not play Woodland Spirit last round. He's saving his renew, it looks like, for maybe Caranthir. Let's just play it by ear, see what he does there. Let's see. So he's up 20-0. It seems pretty good. Clear Skies would still hurt because it would take out 6 points, but it wouldn't be devastating. He has a lot of points. That's why this Weather Foglet build was so good, because it just could get so many points and keep the pressure on while dealing damage to the other side. It's just very strong and hard to deal with. Skellige could deal with it easier because they would keep on swiping all those minions at this time. So that's why monster players hate Skellige so much. I'm a Skellige player, so I know this firsthand. All right, so Lord of Larvae is looking here at still has the Crones. Okay, he separates out some minions. Very smart. He's signaling that he has a Clear Skies perchance, because what he's doing is he's stopping him from stacking and putting those big spells down. So if in fact Lord of Larvae does have a Clear Skies, brilliant play. Even if he doesn't, just great play, moving away pieces for him to pump up. So he could have a Geralt Igni here he's setting up for and positioning. He could have a lot of different things. He goes Undertaker. Undertaker, interesting. He's looking for that bear, I would think. Yeah, he pulls the bear out. That's got to hurt a little bit, using that bear against him. He's still set up for a bigger play, I think. And now the Renew hits the board. Probably not going to go for Gales. Probably going to go Caranthir here, unless he's looking for the Water Hag or the Frightener. Well, maybe he's looking for card draw or clear. He does go Gels in my face. No, he goes Caranthir. Okay. Puts Caranthir down, groups them up. Does, that's 7 points, 9 if it doesn't clear it. So now it comes down to, does he have a Clear Skies? Does he have a Gigny? Gigny would hurt quite a lot. The Crones still haven't hit the board. That would hurt. There's a lot of win conditions here for Lord of Larvae. He goes with a Clear Skies. That hurts. That's 18 points worth of clear. It clears that Frost. That's kind of the worst case scenario. That makes that useless. And then he has his last card still. Plays his own Woodland Spirit. Wow, beautiful play by Lord of Larvae. Beautiful, beautiful sequencing from Lord of Larvae there. Playing this Clear Sky, baiting out for the very last second where it would be the most use, and then hitting it. The beautiful play. Lord of Larvae, great play. Wins round 1. So we go to So we'll go to the next round. He's got to win 2. Lord of Larvae made a statement there. That was really, really good. That was, in your mirror match, like I said, it comes down to either a mistake or really a great turn and play. And what it came down there was Seif was going for the stack. He was going for the pump up. Lord of Larvae read it, saved the Clear Skies, and then hit it at the end and won the game. Beautiful play, beautiful sequencing. And what makes Gwent so special to me and many others is the fact that it's so technical and so making the right read and holding your information there till the very end. It's a really joy to watch. And so there came down. Yeah, I'm good. And then it came down to the next play, holding the resources from round 2 and round 3. And that's what it comes down to. High-level players always think round 2 and 3. Here we go. Round 2, Lord Larvae and Seif. So we have the mirror again. Here we go. They have sideboards in Passiflora, so they might have sideboard and teched. And we can see that he put in a Mardrone they didn't have last time. So that's interesting. He's going to obviously kick one of the Crones. Probably a little too much fog. So he kicks the first Crone. And Crone Weavis, and really at that point, which Crone doesn't really matter. Kicks the Foglet, and he gets the Brewis. That is great. You guys are familiar to all of us when you have a trifecta like the Crones or it's variant foot soldiers, and you keep on infantry, you keep on getting them. Oh, we have Siri Butterfly. Oh, very nice, good card, especially in a pump up meta like this. Probably has Renew as well. And there come the Crones early. So Seif's setting the tone, trying to get some points on the board and trying to get some establish some presence. Probably countered with some fog. Yep, fog here to counter the Crones, put his own foglets out, and then they will be bumped up 1 point a turn by Siri Butterfly spell if they stay on the board. But he's going to, looks like he has quite a few weather answers. Probably has 3 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he probably has 3 or 2 Griffins. There come the Harpies. Yeah, Triss Butterfly spell, really, really dominant spell. Dagon hits the board. He's probably going to go with Biting Frost to clean out those eggs. And there they go. Well, that's the beauty of Triss Butterfly spell. That Biting Frost will not clean out those eggs because she will continually pump them up and keep them out of death range. So they'll keep on going to 1, and so they are pretty safe. So he will have the butterfly. The butterfly spell is definitely that's a good call. I'm a producer puzzle. Weather effects are always the last effects when the turn starts. Turn start effects. So in other words, Triss Butterfly will pump them up to 2, and the weather will take them down to 1. That was a good read. Here comes the fog. I would imagine putting on the row, and there come the foglets. Foglets on the board. He has a high lead. He's looking pretty good. Counter fog. We have fog, counter fog. Weather. It's a crazy one. Seif is in a commanding position. Again, blows the fog away. He is not going to. He just wants to keep his Crones at maximum point. He's not trying to get rid of the foglets because once again, if one fog's on the board, all foglets stay. Here's a position again. Now this is, you're probably thinking if you're a new player, 48-20. Why doesn't he just pass? Well, you have the ability on there. He's clearing out the skies to let the Triss Butterfly spell really start to take magic over those eggs, which will soon pump up into the foglets, which will pump up everything, and the snowball effect happens. But Caranthir will come down. This is a great. Oh, it's such a great match right here. We have this all these different tactics going on, counterplays, counterplays. And again, Triss Butterfly is keeping these boards alive, but the weather is really neutralizing her overall positive effect. That's really kind of how you look at it. It's a good pass. Sif had really had a great combination of weather to keep Triss Butterfly under control. Lord of Larvae passed at a good position. He is ahead in card advantage, so it could have been worse. He does have 6 keep on the board. That's always good. He's looking pretty good. I mean, he lost a round, but sometimes, as you probably know, losing the first round really isn't an indicator of success. Most times, how you lose or how you win is the indicator of success. So, you can win and be down 2 cards and you lost the game. So it's really how you set yourself up with the cards in hand, and only he knows what he had to set up. So Sif is down 6-0. Sorry. He is now going to think, because again, he is down in card advantage. He, unfortunately, because of the Harpies, what makes the Harpies so brilliant, he couldn't have just passed there. If there were no keeps for the monster player, he could have just passed. Lord Lario had to play a card, and therefore he would have been even in cards, and Lord Lario would have gone first, therefore he'd be ahead in card advantage. But what makes the Harpies so brilliant is that, and there comes the nice play to pop the eggs from Lord Larvae. Sorry, a little under the weather today. I apologize. I have to cough occasionally. I apologize. So here we go. So here at the Frost, what Sif wants to do, his whole goal is to pass a round where he is ahead on points, so he can get that card advantage for round 3. Sorry. Much like we saw in a previous game, he has to gain the points, and he has to be ahead. And then when he passes, he has to be so far ahead that his opponent has to play 2 cards in which to best his points. That's the best case scenario. And there comes Gels. So here we see the counterplay from Lord of Larvae. Beautiful. Lacerate. Lacerate's such a really underutilized. You see the devastating impact of Lacerate. Not only does it just clear the board, but there's nothing Sif can do with the cards in hand. He has pump ups, but with nothing to pump up, so that's kind of a problem. All pump ups you want, I'll pump up, Thunderbolt Potion, Madrone, Commander's Horn. If there's nothing on the board, and it doesn't matter. And I think he's going to have to pass, because he's kind of screwed. No, he's going to go in, because he's still holding out hope. Now, maybe a Renew hits the board. He hits his own Lacerate. And there comes some keeps for Lord of Larvae. Is playing brilliantly, really playing brilliantly. Playing it just one step ahead. He has the hand advantage. He has the points advantage. It's looking pretty bad for Sif. He's just kind of answering. That's, not the best. That's what he had, right? He has nothing to pump up. We know that. Beautiful play by Lord of Larvae. Again, I keep on saying it, but a great keep. He has 9 points going into the final round. Sif has really no plays here. I don't think he's going to waste his Thunderbolt or Commander's Horn. He could Renew, but I can't see what's in his graveyard. He's gonna have to. All he has is Karen Thier, and that's not gonna be enough. He might have thought about playing Karen Thier there, but it would have been 9. He'd have 15. Would have done damage, but not enough with all the cards he had. Rather save Karen Thier for the final round. He is not in good position at all. He is not in good position. He's down 1 card. He has the pump ups, which is good. He has Renew to get Karen Thier. But what he really wants to draw here is Woodland Spirit to have any chance. He might kick that out. He's looking for Woodland Spirit. That is not Woodland Spirit. So he will have nothing to hit the roar off of. This game is pretty much over. There's really not much he can do here. Karen Thier is not going to bring any tokens to pump up. He's not going to bring anything to turn into a bear. Woodland Spirit was his only draw there to hopefully get something out. Of course, we know in hindsight that the Harpies might have been a better choice, but again, you have to go for it. So there comes some Harpies on the other side. This is all but over, as all he's going to do is pull Karen Thier, and then he has a dead hand. There's just nothing he can do. Or he's just going to pass here. So I think this is done. Karen Thier will do some damage. Oh, that's right. Renew. I apologize. I forgot that you could pull the other graveyard as well. Oh my God, that's what he gets. His Gels he pulls the Gels from the other side to pull the Gels to get Woodland Spirit. I'm very sorry, I forgot This was the previous meta where you could pull the other person's side. Very sorry. So there he goes. He gets the Woodland Spirit. This is not over. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I was thinking the renew. Yes, you could pull the other person's Gels to pull his Gels. The old pull the Gels to pull the Gels to pull the Woodland Spirit play. Did not see that coming. I am sorry. But he's still really in a bad position. He's down in card advantage. He does have tokens to play with now. A Clear Skies would hurt him, although he does have. He's probably going to turn. He's probably going to use that bear to hit one of the Foglets. He's probably going to hit Thunderbolt on the Wolves and Commander's Horn on the Wolves and the bear. That's probably the play here. But Lord of Larvae has a lot of options. I don't think he plays Crones. I haven't seen a Crone yet. Could just be wrong. Here we go. He has played masterfully thus far. If he has a Karen Theory, that would pretty much wreck Seif at this point. And they have sideboarded, so Karen Theory would probably be a good sideboard if he hadn't him already. Definitely playing out his play. And speaking of the devil, there comes Karen Theory, and that really does it. He's going to pump him up, so he can pump up through the weather, but it's going to be just bad effects the rest of the way through. And he uses a decoy, a very good use of decoy there to pump up the Ekamar, which will then eat the egg, which will then give him more value and a heartbeat. 25-21. The bear will come down, probably eat one of the Foglets, I would imagine, as his only choice, really. So he eats one of the Foglets, and that will help. What he's trying to do is, why did he put him on the other row? He's trying to maximize the Commander's Horn play, obviously. Again, Geralt Igni would be really bad here, but we will see what happens. A great game. Oh, I love this. Just two great players going at it. Hats off to Seif and Lord of Larvae for great games. We don't know what Lord of Larvae has, and when Spectator mode comes in, this will be even much more exciting. Believe it or not, it'll be absolutely exciting. So here we go. I don't know what he has. I know what Seif has. So Seif has the possibility of another 12 points, really. So he has the maximum point potential he can get is 41. At any point that Larvae goes over 41, the game is over. So he is. That's right, but he's losing points as well, so he didn't have that many points. Yeah, it's over. So Lord of Larvae, unless something, is a minus card. Oh, and he even hits him with a D-bomb. Ouch. And so he had teched in. That was a tech in by Lord of Larvae, I promise you. He saw that Seif was running a pumpable deck. So the great addition of putting a D-bomb in there, a very underutilized card in this meta. A great tech choice it wasn't really unnecessary because he had already won, but it was a great tech choice. So the next game we're going to go to, I believe, I'm waiting for my producer to tell me the next game because I'd truly forgotten. That's my fault, not his. But while we wait for the next game to be queued up, what a great play. And it shows you that when you see mirror matches, the winner semifinals is next. Thank you, Puzzle. That shows you the great game of chess that is Gwent, right? So you have two decks that are pretty much the same, but they're teched a little differently. There were really no pumpables on, excuse me, on Lord of Larvae's side. But he played it really well, played the positioning, it was all about resource control and management. You know what you want to get off on the last turn, and that's what you're playing for. You're playing for the final shot. And here we go. So it looks like we're going right into the winner semifinals. So what happens is Lord of Larvae and Seif played. We do not have a copy of the losers finals. So Lord of Larvae went to losers finals, and then he played,
Attack!
and then he went there. But here's the winner semifinals. So we have a full test versus Skellige. So here we go. It looks like it's F Savage T, and I apologize I'm butchering that, but that's what it looks like to my eyes. So F Savage T is running a F Savage. I'm just calling it F Savage. Apologize if it's some kind of different pronunciation, but F Savage is where I'm going to go with. So we have Skellige, and if you've seen Skellige, you know what Skellige is, against Pat Stissum. We're going to say Pat. We're going to say Savage versus Pat. Apologize if I pronounced your name, but that's just the best way I can do it. So here we go.
Onward!
So we're looking at Northern Realms. Interesting at this play, not super powerful, but it does what it does. So Foltest hits the board, Savage Bear counters from Pat. Looking like that's a very obvious play. Of course, Savage Bears, some people consider them overpowered. I consider them beautiful animals of love and care. It's all about your perspective, really. So here we go. So Savage is looking at probably, let's see what happens here. So there's a lot of different Northern Realms builds at this particular time in our history. We could see Dandelion. We could see a well, we don't know. We'll just see. Because the bear meta really hurt. Excuse me. You can see Kiwani Siege Sergeant. That's generally what we saw at this particular time. Bears hurt them because they swiped them as soon as they came on the board. So we'll have to see what we see here. Right now we're seeing nothing. The thing about the full test though is it pumps everything up in your deck by 1. There comes the rain, a very common answer. So we're probably going to see some Azura Adepts. Great play by Pat hitting the bear. The bear will be popped by the rain eventually, but the Savage Bear will have to die. Unless, of course, he tries to maybe heal it, but then it would still be 6-6, 50-50 chance one way or another. So very great play. Bear, as a Skeletal player, I can tell you that rain was a pain in the bahukas. Because you have a lot of big minions, so when it hits that bear at 4, you're really kind of screwed in terms of saving the bear. So I would say that as a Skeletal player, that was a pain. All right, so again, the Savage one is looking at different plays here. I do not know what he has to kind of guess, although I do see the Adepts, so we're looking at possibly, I'm thinking a Sergeant. There's the Sergeant. Here comes so Sergeant hits the board. Now, it could be a control deck with machines. That could be a possibility. And, of course, I'm thinking Pat is thinking the same way as a Skeletal player. Like, what are we looking at here? At this point in history, Northern Realms was really not that much of a concern for a Skeletal player. You pretty much dominated Northern Realms. But we will see. Now, the weather control-y types, that could be different. Also, you could be looking at building up his Witchers. A Witcher replay deck was very popular, where you use Dandelion to pump up the Witchers and then play him back again, or just keep on pumping him up, trying to steal around. I did not see a Blue Stripe Commando hit the board, so we will see what kind of deck we're looking at. Arutza Adepts, he's not going to play another Arutza Adepts, excuse me, because there's only 1 row. So smartly, Pat is stacking the row. Now, what's going to happen here is that once the bear dies, it's going to hit the young Berserker. The young Berserker is going to turn into a 12 strength bear. Now, what could be interesting, beautiful play by Savage.
Bow before
taking the
modern
bear
Freya.
off the board, the young Berserker, before it turns into a bear. Now, of course, the Priestess of Freya will resurrect it, but it was a great play there. Long playing it. That's the key. Not just hitting it right off the bat, letting it build a little bit and then long playing it. There's a Blue Stripe Commando. Because the bear's off the board, it allows the Blue Stripe to be pulled with the Kedwani. Because that bear hit the Kedwani, it didn't pull the other Blue Stripe. So that's the power of the bears at this particular point in the meta. So he's running the very common Northern Realms deck with the Adepts. Get the rain, locks up. And now at that point you get a Reaver Scout. That's a good pull. A lot of people think Donner is broken. I love Donner. I think that's great. It falls in line with the other powerful locking abilities in different factions. So you can pull something great, especially if you're playing a Skeletal and you get one of their Double Pawn Protectors. Here comes the rain. Because he's just playing it. Gets that while the bear is out, he's having fun pulling those Blue Stripes, getting points, raining the game with control. This was a really good deck.
Not a moment's pace.
Get the bear out of the way. So he's still ahead. Now he's ahead 5-5. He could pass here and put his opponent, and talking about Savage, he could pass here and put his opponent at making him play another card and go down in card advantage, or he could go for the kill shot, play another rain.
Nice mess you've got here.
He wants to secure round 1. He's playing all in. Now, Pat pretty much has to pass, really. He has really no plays that could save him. He's looking in his graveyard, looking for options. The rain is going to be too much. The heal won't be enough. So he's kind of in a bad position here. He passes with the card advantage. So again, you can lose round 1 and win the war. A beautiful play round by Savage, playing the Adepts, playing the Kedwani. Beautiful job, taking care of the bear, countering the young Berserker at the right time. Great play. Morkvarg at this point only lost 3, so he's an 11. I think he's going to kick one of the armor smiths out. Oh, lost everything. Okay, so we don't know. He didn't kick anything out. I don't think it was real fast. He kept the renew, but he hasn't drawn one of his gold yet.
I don't want to die.
Here, kind of confused why I kept the renew. Unless he played a gold and I missed it somehow. There comes the Berserker. So we have the Temerian infantry. So only by 2 being summoned, we can pretty much ascertain that he had 1 in hand. Nice. The field medics were great cards this particular time because they could bounce back cards, and when you got stuck with a card like that, there you go, and there they come back. So unfortunately, at this point, he lost some points because they were stronger. But sometimes, you know, that's part of the RNG of it. You never know. All right, now it looks like Skellige is in a little bit of a better position. He needs to wound something for those shield maidens to really hit the board, right? Or he could just be waiting for next round. He has a very awkward hand. I think he's just trying to win this round straight up with strength, which looks kind of possible. And he has the card advantage if he wins. So again, he wants to win this round, much like the previous game, with card advantage. He wants to have more cards than his opponent at the end of the round. Awkward draw, the Temerian foot soldier. He's got to keep on playing. So he's probably gonna put down the armor smiths, possibly, just to put a card out. You don't need 2 of them. I don't think he's gonna resurrect here with Siegfrieda, but he might. Of course, if you resurrect Siegfrieda into Grimace and you put a fog down, you could then activate.
Swords up on wenches. Get yourself an axe.
He's just playing cards now, put strength down, and I don't know what Savage has, but it looks like it is it's a tough hand right now. He wants to, of course, be ahead so that he has card advantage. But right now, he is going to be down going into the 3rd round. Now, he still hasn't played any of his big hitters. Now, commonly, the big hits here would be the Witchers. But we haven't seen any Witchers, and we haven't seen any pump-ups, so I don't know. I don't know how he's going to plan on winning this one. He had the Weather in the 1st round. That was great. The Temerian foot soldiers in the 2nd round. He wanted them to be a little higher. That was great. Generally, Witchers is the way to win. Maybe he didn't draw Dandelion. That makes it hard. I ran a version of this deck. And if you didn't get Dandelion, it made it a little tougher. So we will see here. He should probably pass. Unless, I don't know what he has in his hand. But
Finally.
That's awkward. So he had a really bad draw. Usually those cards, when you're behind, they will come to your hand. The cavalry will come to your hand in the set. So he really had a bad draw. But he's played it enough to make him use Grimace, which is good. So you don't have to worry about that in round 3. I would imagine, going to pass. That was a really great play by Savage. By playing that cavalry, which was a dead card in his hand, he makes the Skellige player has to win this round, and he doesn't know what he has, much like us. So he has to. He's forcing him. He's getting rid of his junk in his hand to then go ahead and make him lose resources going into the final round. Now, right now, we know that Pat has the card advantage, but he has a dead Renew in his hand. That Renew is absolutely useless because he hasn't played a card. Well, that's right. He can use his opponent's gold card. So he might have kept the Renew to see what. I keep on forgetting that. The Savage had. I don't think Savage played a gold yet either, to my recollection. Oh, here we go. Going in round 3. Now that Renew is definitely a dead card, so he will kick that, I imagine. But he needs an activator for the Shield Maidens. He doesn't have an activator yet for the Shield Maidens, which is a problem. They become, in essence, a dead card as well. So he has an awkward. There we go. Now that's a good activator only if something hits the board that's over 5 or 6 or 7, depending on what you cast. He's gonna drop the Renew. Looks like he dropped the Renew, but he draws a Shield Maiden. That is not feeling good. Although you could use a Shield Maiden to hit one, to use the other one to draw the other one. So it is not technically bad. Unfortunately, going first like this with this hand is really tough. He's got to play the Armor Smith and hope for the best.
Swords up on wenches.
Yeah,
get yourself
that's about
an
the best thing he can hope for. Now, I'm curious to see what Savage's. Oh God, he has drawn. Oh my God, I've been there as a Northern Realms player. You just draw bad. So here's what he's going to do. He's going to hit the Shield Maiden, hit the Roach. But that will not bring it underneath its core value. So he's kind of stuck. He's just going to clean it out. Clean the Roach out by 1. He's going to hope to draw 5. Well, he can't. He's just going to clean Roach out, just period. He's going to go with a power play here.
Great.
Man, poor Savage. Just drawing is about as bad as you can draw. And this is a problem. So the Shield Maiden will hit it, but not damage enough to summon the other one. But he's looking pretty good,
sure,
24-7.
no problem.
Here come the Witchers, but not going to be enough. Not going to be enough.
Our hearts!
Yeah. Good game though. 29-25. He had the Witchers, but seriously, Savage drew about as bad as you could draw just by playing the cards he played. It's one of those things with Northern Realms where you just never know. You have all these different combo pieces. Temerian infantry that could go well, Witchers which could go well, Roach which you can need at certain points. And there's just certain times when I've played the deck where you just get the wrong pieces at the wrong time. He didn't play a gold card. Actually, neither of them played a gold card. So it was just a really awkward hand. Savage was stuck with, played really well to make it as close as it was for sure. The Skellige player also had a weird hand. He was waiting on good cards for the opponent to counter, but they never happened. Oh, great first game between these two. Interesting the sideboard. Now that Skellige knows he's going against Northern Realm and vice versa, Panda is the name of the deck. That's pretty funny. So here we go. So they're going into the second game. They got to win 2, and they sideboarded here. As a Skellige player, what would you sideboard against Northern Realms? Probably put a little more anti-weather resistance in there because he knows those adepts could be very devastating. Maybe put some shield smiths in there instead of armor smiths to pump up the bear through the rain. Could be different ways he goes about it. But this is a high-level game, high-level players. Who knows what the future may hold? Here we go. He's gonna kick out the shield main, keeps the berserker, kicks out the bear. If you played Skellige enough, you know exactly what to kick out. Morkvarg, you don't want him in your hand. He comes through concrete. So here we go. I can tell you my prowess. I can tell you right now, the first play from the Northern Realms player, and this just comes with years of experience, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to play full test first. There you go. You have it here first. That's why you come to the Passiflora for high-level announcing that goes with the game. I'm saying full test first for Northern Realms, and I'm just calling it. Again, sometimes you just have to be a little ahead of the game when you call this action, and that's what I'm doing right here for y'all. And I'm going to say, as another special bonus, bear. So it's going to be bear, full test. Here we go, full test. I have not seen this. This is just all my mental acuity at work right here. Full test hits the board. Here comes the Savage Bear. Reply is just a guess. Pretty good guess, but I'm going to say bear. All right, here we go. Look at me, knowing stuff. I'm guessing rain is the counter here. Probably an adept into rain. Look at me, feeling the flow, doing the bull dance, sensing stuff. Maybe a decoy out of the bear. What he's gonna do is he's gonna hit that young berserker, right? Then what he's gonna do is he's gonna decoy that bear, and then let the rain pop the young berserker.
With pleasure.
Here we go. Dandelion. I was right. So he just didn't draw anything last round. This should be much more interesting. So Savage T, at this point in time, Roach did not proc off of the play of the gold. So he's gonna pump up the Roach. He's gonna pump up 2 of the Witchers. That's exactly what he's doing right here to get maximum value. So Roach hit the board as a, there we go, well, he didn't pump him up. I don't know, that was interesting. So the bear swipe, here comes. Now I was wrong. I thought he was gonna try to save the bear, but he doesn't seem to care about the bear. Doesn't care about the bear's feelings. He called himself a panda. So he goes ahead and just plays Morkvarg, gets the points, keeps ahead. Surprised by that. I'm surprised. But again, he's level 18. I'm not. So he's a better play, I'm sure. Here we go. So we're probably going to see some Kedwani Sergeants, or he may wait around because he knows that the bear's going to die next round. So he may hold off on that. He can't play an Adept because there's nothing else to rain, because Pat is playing it beautifully by keeping them all on that one row. This is interesting. This is, again, the great chess match that is Gwent, which separates it from other card games. I'm not going to mention names. Hearthstone, but you know this is what it separates it. It's just great. Here we go. 22-21. He doesn't. It's awkward because of the way that Pat's playing very, very intelligently. Savage is kind of played it great last round to get it close. Excuse me. It's the oh man. Sorry. Goes ahead and puts his best foot forward, puts some armor down. And now I think we're seeing another bear. Oh, probably he's going to wait around probably for the bear because he wants to pop that berserker. So it's an awkward round here. He could use Grimace to put some fog down. Let's see here. He could use a Priestess of Freya to heal the bear, or he just goes ahead and puts down Halmar, which is always a great play. He has the cleanup with Madman Lugos, so that could be a very good combination and that really puts a stamp on playing a Skellige. You know, that really hurts your feelings. And there we go. Now that he has the bear clear, he can go ahead and play the Kedwani to get the maximum value to pull the Double Strike Commando out. Madman Lugos hits the board. He's gonna go ahead and shoot out a Armor Smith probably, just to because you have a heal later on, and all he wants to do is clear out 5. That's all you need. All you have to do is pull out enough to win. You don't need to go over it. But he's gonna pull out a Berserker, interesting, and pops Lord of Unvik. So there we go. Great storyline, by the way. If you haven't played The Witcher 3, you should. It's an amazing game. Hjalmar and that giant are prominently featured in a great and memorable quest. All these cards, actually, for majority of them, are just great memories I've had playing the game. So, fun stuff. Side note. All right, here we go. So I'll probably see another Kirwani. Exactly. Kirwani pulling out the blue strike, thinning the deck, getting a lot of points, as you can see. Probably a Reaver Scout if he has the next play. Here comes the young Berserker. Beautiful play by Pat, and that's why he did it. Pulled it out because he saw the state of the board and sees that that Berserker will be hit next, which gives him yet another 11. Interesting to see if Savage has teched in a Gigny. That would be a massive hit right there, 22 points. So we shall see together. Great play. But Pat beautifully seeing it. So he's playing 3 turns ahead. So he does at least 2 turns ahead. So he does is he goes ahead and clears that Unvik out. He could have pulled in the healer, Armor Smith, but what he did instead was pull in the Berserker, seeing the state of the rain, knowing that the rain would affect the Berserker right away. Beautiful, beautiful play. And he's ahead on points, and he'll be more so ahead on points through the opponent's weather, which is just nice. All right, here we go. And Savage, of course, playing a great game as well, playing the exact counterpoint you need. He has got the points on the Witcher through Dandelion. He's making business decisions. Does he keep on going? He knows that the opponent's going to be +5, so in essence, his opponent will be at 67 next round, which means he needs at least 11 points to maintain, and he just passes. So there's the 11. There's 67. You gotta. That's another thing. You gotta calculate what's gonna happen. It's one thing to just look at the scoreboard as it is, but you need to see what board states will change that score. Great play by Savage, recognizing that continuing would only be folly. Here we go. So an Armor Smith. I mean, you know, you like to see Holger always. Now this is a card, the Archers. I love this card. I think this card's great, especially he just obviously just passed, and that's the power of Morkvarg. So I had a lot of thoughts going in my head. Morkvarg is so beautiful because even though they nerfed him, he's still powerful because you just really need him at certain times to just keep and put that pressure on. So now they're even on cards, right? But Morkvarg is an 8. So now the opponent has to play a card, which means he'll be at least 2 cards down going into the 3rd round. So just the positioning and power of Morkvarg for resources makes Morkvarg powerful even today. So just to let you know about that. All right, so Morkvarg now makes him play at least a 9-point card. If he doesn't play at least 9 points, he is doomed in round 3. Now,
Your will be done, sire.
Or a combination thereof.
Nice mess you've got here.
Alcer's Thunder. But he had to play a card. He had to play just 1 card to win it. But even so, he's 1.5 cards down, really 2 cards down, because what'll happen, and he'll have 7. Your opponent will have 8, and he'll go first, which means that anything he plays, Pat has ample opportunity to go ahead and counter it. Sorry. Here we go. Clean out his hand. He's gonna clean out the bear. The bear's done his work. He's keeping the Armor Smith, was interesting because he can then heal whatever, if it's rain effect. And this is where Renew could fight the noble Skellige player, and pulling your Lord of Unvik makes it very difficult. He had to set up to clean up Lord of Unvik himself with Holger Blackhand. He does not have that. Great play by Savage, and now he can use rain to hit that.
As you wish, lady.
To hit that Lord of Unvik, which he's gonna do. So Pat has got to win this because he lost the first one, so he's got to win this game. Savage has got to win this to tie it up. I hope he does, honestly. I hate to say that, but great play. And if you've played Skellige, you've seen this where they keep you from hitting the Lord of Unvik. So good play by Pat. Here we go. It's coming down to the wire. Pat has a significant card advantage.
I told you so, you idiot. I don't think
he'll have another way of clearing out that Lord of Unvik.
As
He
you
looks
wish,
for the
lady.
rain. He's keeping that rain pressure on. I love it. Absolutely love it. The problem, however, is it's just going to keep on killing Morkvarg. Morkvarg's going to come back.
Again.
It's going to be a pain. But he's going to clear the weather anyway. So it becomes a game of killing Lord of Unvik. But it's going to be very difficult.
What do you want of me?
Because I don't think he's enough turns to do it.
I told you
Simply
so, you
because,
idiot.
What do you want of me?
What's his name?
Come to Papa.
Morkvarg will keep on coming back. Oh, great pull. And that's where you see the benefits of the field medics. Keeping on pulling, getting that Paneria foot soldier through a dead card. Great play by Savage, who was cursed by bad draws and
By
clunky
Handel's
stuff in the beginning.
axe!
Now gets his just revenge and gets some good pulls here, and it's looking pretty good because he still has the Witchers coming, and the Witchers will be huge points because he got pumped up through Dandelion. There's that stupid cavalry again, not giving him much love here. It looks pretty good for Savage. I don't want to curse it, but he's about to put a lot of points. And I don't see a lot of answers for those points in Pat's hands. He has a heal that won't be effective. He has a lock that won't be effective. Now, if he gets, didn't get a witch. Now he wouldn't get a witch anyway. All right, here we go. Here comes the Witchers.
What do
I
you
would
want
imagine.
of me?
He did not draw the Witchers.
I don't want to die.
Okay, this makes things a
What do
little
you
more
need?
interesting. No, it's over. Yeah, so it looks like Pat is going to win this with the power of Skellige. Oh, he didn't get the Witchers. Oh, Savage really, really cursed with his
sea
draws in
provides.
this game. Man, oh, he had it. If he'd have gotten the Witchers, he would have won. Just didn't get it. Really, really unfortunate. Oh, man. So Savage goes down. Savage would have played Larvae, right? Yeah. Savage would have played Larvae, and I don't know who won that one. So Pat would have gone in to play Larvae for the rematch to play. Okay, so Pat went down to play Lord of Larvae, and Pat won. So he is going into the grand finals. We're basically just going to see a rematch of what we just saw, but this time best of 5. So that's awesome. Good. I really wanted to see this again. That will be exceptional. So it'll be Pat and Savage in the finals of the Passiflora. I hope so. I hope I'm right about that. Pat and Lord of just teasing you. Pat and Lord of Larvae in the finals. Pat and Lord of Larvae in the finals of the July Passiflora, brought to you by the team at the Passiflora, headed by the Big Toe, Syraxia. It's a stripes thing. It's funny, trust me. Headed by Syraxia, joined here by Puzzle. Who's there? Percival. Who's there? 15. Percival. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the team. Percival, my man Makel, of course. And I'm missing. We have a new admin as well. Somebody new. And I want to make sure I get everybody's name. Saltman. And we're going to take a little break before the finals. Everybody can compose themselves off this high energy match and get a little something to drink. So we'll be taking a 1-minute break. We'll be back in a minute for the Grand Championship. back. We are now headed to the finals. Very awesome. I just want to say again, it's really great working with Puzzle. Doing a fantastic job. Here we go. Lord of Larvae with
You've got the
Weather
heart
versus
of an
Skellige.
unpicked.
Pat, the hated Skellige player. The hated Skellige, not player. No, it's not bad. All right, here we go. So Skellige is a tough matchup for Weather. Because they can sit there and he knows he's playing Weather, so he's gonna keep all of those berserkers, or most of them. He wanted to find a bear. Bear does a good job of countering the harpies, but he did not get it. So he's gonna go ahead and prep for the incoming Weather. Here we go. We're gonna see harpies. I'm sure that the Lord of Larvae is very excited. Here comes Solano Harpy. I am very positive, if he has it, which I'm sure he does, in his hand, to go ahead and play it while the bear is out. Harpies will play while the bear is away. It's a popular saying. Not really popular. I just made it up, but it might be popular one day. We don't know. Don't judge. All right, here we go. So we're looking, and we are really thinking about this first turn. So this is interesting. Now I am excited. Now the Mardrone is interesting for the Skellige player because that is a very great counter to Ekamara. Especially in this matchup, it is a very good counter. Trist Butterfly hits the board, so obviously that signals to his opponent he's in for the long game. Now, what could happen here is that Pat could just go ahead and pass and say, okay, I'm going to make you play another card. Go ahead, card advantage. I don't think he will, but that is an option. He's going to go ahead and play Morkvarg. Why not? It's a great play. You know, you can always, a 14-point play is always a good play to make. So he is ahead, puts Morkvarg on the board, which gives him a keep into the round, which will fight against the Harpies. We will probably see Harpies here. Interesting that he is going to play Weather. Fog, I would assume, obviously. He's going to try to knock down that Morkvarg. But again, the Raging Berserker makes it, the young Berserker, Raging Berserker, I keep on saying young, Raging goes back and forth. He looks young to me, call him young. The Raging Berserker does make it hard because it will eventually pop and then give him 11 points and give him a nice little swing. If you're, he plays two. Oh, the Skellige players were really hated at this time. Playing in Skellige deck was really tough, and now you kind of see why. However, if Lord of Larvae is packing Gigni, this could be a very difficult turn. But most of them didn't at this time because they either teched in the Succubus or they have Gels, most likely. They have Caranthir, most likely. Trist Butterfly, as we can see, and Woodland Spirit. So he's showing you right here. He is not concerned at all for Gigni, because he kind of figures that this is a standard monster deck, and so he's just gonna play Carefree to win. Just gonna put some power in. We're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put all my strength out there, stack on the same row. I don't care. Deal with it. Now here we go. So now Trist Butterfly. The longer this game goes on, obviously the more impact Trist Butterfly spell will have. So this is interesting. 8 to 8. He is obviously in it until his Berserker's pop, because that's 10 points he's getting off the Berserker pop. He has a Mardrone for Ekamara. He has Lord of Unvik Hjalmar, that's in there that'll summon Lord of Unvik. He's going to go ahead and play that here. He has Holger Blackhand that will take out the Lord of Unvik, which will give him a mighty power swing. He is looking pretty strong here. Now, does Lord of Larvae see the impending doom and just pass right now? Before the bears pop, he's already just say, okay, look, I'm not going to win this. I don't want to commit any more resources to this round. This is a tough decision. I don't know what he has in his hand, but he's got to have an awful lot, because you're looking at another, just off of board state, you're looking at Pat having at least 10, 25 more points just off the board state. And when I say that, 10 points for the Berserkers, 10 points to Lord of Unvik, and -5, 10 points for Hjalmar, and -5 for the Lord of Unvik. So you're looking at 25 points of possible negative board state. Might be a good time to pull a parachute here and just say, okay, you got this one, Haas. But it looks like he's going in. Okay, so what he's doing here is he's saying, okay, I'm just going to put some keeps out. And the Blackhand comes in, and now I believe we're going to see a pass. There's the 25-point board state I was telling you about. It's pretty much, dead in the water. I don't think he can catch up. If he plays and commits the Crones to this, it might be interesting. There'll be 20 points. Pull him in within 4. The bears will be hit for 4, which will make it an even board state. So the Crones, if he has them, would even this out going in to even cards. So that might be something if he has the Chromes that he could be looking at. His opponent will be at 56 when his turn commences, so he's 20 points down. Crones are a good answer here if he has them. Really, that'd be because he goes for a clear skies. Okay for harpies, so he's looking for harpies. He's looking just for keeps. Now I would think that was a good play. Pat's looking now. Okay, so what do I do? Do I go ahead and you know, he's looking at a pretty nasty 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 points of keep of harpies on the board into the next round. That's a lot of harpies. Morkvarg will be 8, so he'll be down by 10 points going into the final round if he passes here. And Lord of Larvae is going to continue to play because he locks does a little bit of control to the harpy population. Have your harpies spayed or neutered, as Bob Barker would say. He probably never said that. I don't know, but he would have said it if you knew about harpies. I imagine. So he's down by 18 now. So Lord of Larvae, we don't know what he has in his hands. It's a big mystery. We don't exactly know where this is going to go. I don't think he runs the pumps. I think that was Seif. So the 12-point swing he might get from Thunderbolt Potion, probably not in play. Again, the Crones, don't know if he runs them. But he is getting value from Triss. So he's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points this round, 9 points the next round. So that's another board state to keep in mind. The eggs continue to get stronger. Excuse me. So Triss alters the board state quite a bit. The Bears will continue to take about 4 points a turn. A nice lock. Great plays by Lord of Larvae. Really, really great plays. Really putting the pressure on Skellige. This must feel good for all you out there that have had problems with Skellige in the past. You're looking at somebody really taking advantage of it. Now, again, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So technically, Lord of Larvae is at 55. He's only 1 point down. Then, should there go to another round, he'll be at another +9. And then plus 11, 12, excuse me. So it's just going to get worse and worse.
That is your
great counter.
Faith?
Great counter.
Truly?
Using the clear sky to take away some of those points. But again, that's a lot of those points actually. So that's pretty good. Now, God, great plays. Both these guys. This is why they're in the championship. This plays like this. Counter plays. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still 6 points going into next round, so it's technically at 52. He'll pick up 3 more points, so it'll be 50 again. The 9 point for the next round. Crones would win it here. He does have Coral, which is nasty. Here, which would kind of neuter that round. It'd be a big point swing. So Pat is looking at good position. He really loves Renew for good reason. It's just so nasty, especially at this point of time where you could grab the opponents as well. So interesting. He did clear. Oh, there we go. So he pulls. Wow. It's this is look. This is tough for me to. What you should do here. Madrone comes in. He's going to clear one of those eggs, I would imagine. Yeah. So he is neutering the egg harpy population. Now it's down to 12 points of keep. Great pass by Lord Larvae.
Greetings.
Beautiful understanding of the position he's in. He will let Pat win this 2 cards down. Plus with the 12-point keep. Great plays by Pat. Masterful job. Great plays by great plays by Lord of Larvae. Great plays by Matt as well, but Lord of Larvae very, very masterfully played that round. Beautiful plays. Pat played it as good as he could. Just ended up getting a little bit outplayed on that round. He's down significantly in cards and points because his Morkvarg got locked. He's down by 12 for Harpies. You could not have played that better as a monster player for Mr. Lord of Larvae. Great play. We get the Lord of Unveg coming back. And he does have many ways of altering it to bring in the Shield Maidens. So he is trying. I mean, he realizes he's not going to win the long game, so he's got to go ahead and win it here. Yeah, that hurts.
By the rates
It's
of
over.
more hogs.
Sorry, I would like to say go Pat as a Skeleton player, but it is done. Now he's going to hit him, of course, with the Shield Maidens, which will be a nice 18-point swing, I think. Yeah, 18-point swing plus 10, so it'd be a 28-point swing, unless that happens. The decoy. Now he's going to coral it, so he's still going to possibly get the combo off. If he really wants to play that in the back, he doesn't know exactly what Pat has. Pat's very happy to see him stack him like that. He gets max value out of Coral, excuse me, and he's going to get an 28-point swing off of these Shield Maidens. And that's really so at the end of the Shield Maiden turn on the current board state, what you'd have the points be is 22. So he'd be 48 to 16 at the current board state. He plays a Shield Maiden, so a pretty huge swing. So it really matters a lot what Lord of Larvae plays here, although he has been just absolutely beast moding it on this round. He's played, I'm sure, a ton of Skellige, so he kind of knows what to look for and how to attack against it. So it shows here. I bristle. People said, there's a deck that's unbeatable, like it's broken. There's not, because you can, if you play enough, you will eventually figure out how to beat every deck. There's not a deck that's conceived that no one can beat. Well, there it comes. Here comes the 18-point swing, 28. So 48-27. He's well up on points by 21, but he has 3 cards. Chances of him not being able to get 21 points and 3 cards is technically impossible. There we go. Just the fog itself will win the game. Doesn't need to play anything here. Clear skies doesn't matter. Lord of Larvae wins this round. Has a keep going into the round, but he just it was no point in continuing. So that is how you want to take game 1, right? You want to establish yourself. You want to really put it on Skellige. So now they're sideboarding right now. Now this is different. They've got to win 3 to win it all. So there'll be 3 best of 5. So not like the previous best of 3 is best of 5. So we will have they'll have chances to attack. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they do, how they change it, and get ready for the counter, right? So we'll see here in a second. Great plays. I'm truly every month I get to do this, I am truly inspired by these players and their abilities. And let me tell you something, Lord of Larvae and Pat are 2 of the best players I've had the privilege of watching. They are excellent, and I cannot wait to hopefully see both of them in the Invitational alongside other stalwarts that have already won. Codexo, my friend, Garuna. There's so many, I don't want to leave somebody out. Back to Kill, some great players. Freddy Babes, just trying to remember them all. I'm old, I have a bad memory, but I really can't wait to see the Invitational. You're seeing the best players in the world on the Passiflora Championship. I promise you. So here we go. We're getting into game 2. Wow, great puzzle. You're awesome. Anyway, behind the scenes is great. Puzzles like setting it up. Oh, it's awesome. Here we go. Game 2, Pat against Lord of Larvae. Really exciting. And there we go. So it looks like he is. I would say it looks like he attacked out bears. I was kind of surprised. So we're gonna see bears in this one, right? Savage bears are gonna hit the board to counter the harpies. That's just the greatest harpy counter in the world, because it will swipe the eggs as they appear on the board. That has been changed on the current meta, as you all know, but it was not changed here. So here we go. He really likes those armor smiths. Harpy now. Lord of Larvae knows bears are coming, puts it down first. If you played this match, and I have 1,000 times, you know that's what's going to happen. You're not really worried about fog as a Skellige player, because you're simply just going to go ahead and play the Berserker, or you're going to play, after you play the Berserkers and pop them all, you're going to play Morkvarg. Now, it's interesting to see, if I was Lord of Larvae, I might think about putting Gigny in, because you see he's really aggressive with the bears. So Gigny would just crush him in round 1. I don't know if he did, but it's something you might want to consider. Is he going to put another, is he just going to go ahead and put Morkvarg down? Don't know. That's what he's thinking right now in his head. Do I put Morkvarg? Or do I wow. Now, that's brilliant. That was brilliant by Pat, he went ahead and he got crushed on hand advantage last time. So what he did there is kick it out early, keep his Morkvarg stronger in rounds 2 and round 3, and then hopefully he's going to overpower him in this round. Now he wants to do here is send a statement and really win this round with power. Now the counterplay here is if Lord of Larvae just passes off the bat. He says, okay, I'm going to treat you like Skeletal players do and just pass, keep these 6-point harpies, and let you ride with it. That'd be a brilliant counterplay to the counterplay, and we'll put him in position in round 3 to have card advantage again. You can simply pass. Now he doesn't. What he does is he keeps Savage Bear. Interesting, but it doesn't really work here because what's going to happen?
Destroy!
He's gonna pop all of his berserkers. So that actually hurts him a little bit. Triss Butterfly hits the board.
Destroy!
That's actually pretty bad for Pat because now he knows. Sorry, he's got to win this game. He's got to win this game. So Triss Butterfly is going to get immense value in this round. That's going to be a lot to get through. Man, that's going to be tough. So he's got to work it out for him. In a perfect world, Pat has got to have a massive lead to keep the card advantage. Excuse me. Fog comes down, fog comes out. Brilliant, and we see that he has no way of clearing that fog, which means those foglets and those eggs are going to just get massive. He has no way to stop it. Now, what he could do is going to do it. He's going to use the archers to go ahead and stagger it. I apologize. He could have staggered it, get him down by 1, which would stagger the butterfly, but he went ahead and just going straight power. The bears. Bears all the time. Now, the problem is, we know he doesn't have clear skies. If Lord of Larvae is probably going to go ahead and play Dagon here, he could go ahead and hit another bear and just constantly put pressure on him. But he does not know that he doesn't have it. You know, obviously we see it, but he doesn't know. He doesn't make anyone commit Dagon like this. Here comes Morkvarg. This is looking pretty rough. Pretty rough for Pat, because now you see the amazing card of Triss Butterfly Spell. It is so strong. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points a turn. Not 8 points total, 8 points a turn continuously. So this will keep on going. Pat is playing this great. He's keeping card advantage. But he is going to lose in the point battle because not only is Triss Butterfly pumping up everything, but he has no targets for the Shield Maidens because they have pumped up everything past the point of Shield Maidens being able to proc. There is nothing he can do. He can Holger Blackhand the Griffin, which is his best bet. But what that's going to happen is, that's what you got to do. He's going to Holger Blackhand that Griffin, knock it down to 3, and then use that to hit off of the Shield Maiden. However, the Shield Maidens are going to go onto the range row.
Calling me a coward?
And there it goes. He's going to hit he just goes ahead and clears out because he sees that. Because if he'd gone on the range row, they just would have been crushed by the fog. This is a very bad situation for Pat. Great play. Now, I would not be surprised to see Dagon hit the board and that's even a better play. That's even a better play. So what he did there was he goes ahead and gets more card advantage back by playing the Frightener, puts it on the row with the fog, and it's getting hit 4 points a turn. And there he's got to use. He just had to play. He just had to play something that staggers the butterfly rampage, which is nice. I'm surprised Dagon hasn't hit the board yet. Dagon hitting the board would be, but again, he does not know he doesn't have clear skies. Dagon hitting the board would be a death sentence. He'd be putting fog on 2 rows, and it would just be too much to overcome. Now he does have the Armor Smiths, which can heal the bear and the Frightener, but that's not going to be enough, I don't think. It's going to be tough. Lord of Larvae playing this masterfully. The Triss Butterfly just marching right over Skellige. Lord of Larvae won the first one, so he wins this one. He's up 2-0. He is establishing himself as a beast. Now, again, another great keep. He is in no hurry. And you might wonder, why didn't he eat a bigger unit? Because he's just gonna let it get pumped up with his butterfly, casual like just awesome, just awesome. Now, if you're looking at it from Pat, all he
Greetings.
has is the.
Want to look
heals.
over our stock?
That's kind of all he's got right now, and that's what he's got. Now he could Priestess of Freya into a hunter to stagger Tris Butterfly a little bit and kind of stop the onslaught. He's hanging on for dear life right here. Oh, that was a Mana Core Venom, I think.
Swords are for wenches.
That hurt.
Get yourself an axe.
But again, the heals are showing themselves. That Mana Core Venom actually helped him. It gave him a way to play the Armor Smith. But again, if Dagon would have been played earlier, he would have just won. But we know that because we are watching. Dagon's too late right here. There's not much. I mean, you can get 4 points from Dagon, not a lot. It would, I mean, might as well. And just put more pressure. Now, what's he going to go with? Is he going to go Fog or is he going to go, he's got to go Fog. Could go, I guess he could go Biting Frost. It's either way. 6 of one, half dozen another, really. And he's just going to go ahead and spread the damage across, yeah. And that's it, done. Yeah, that's it. I mean, Dagon would have been the death knell even then. Even back at this point, it was crushed. Listen, if you haven't seen, this is a previous patch, but if you haven't seen high level counter to Skellige, now everybody, Skellige's undefeated, Skellige's broken, blah, I hate Skellige, where? Listen, you just need to play it and watch this master, Lord of Larvae, in the matchup. He is just destroying Skellige, and this is a great Skellige player. You can beat it. You just have to figure out how to play it. You got to go into knowing the matchups, know what they're going to do, and counter it and play around it. Is it easy? No, because Savage Bears wrecked hard the monster player, especially the Harpies. But you could find a way around it. We've just watched 2 games. This is the best of 5. If you're just joining us, Passiflora Championship. And you're looking at 2 games to none. Pat is playing it great as a Skellige player. I'm a Skellige player. I'm telling you, he's playing great. What you're having is you're playing Lord of Larvae, who is playing at the highest possible level. He is beautifully playing this game. So we're going to game 3, and it looks like it's going to be another great game. I hope, right? Let's see. I type a little message to my buddy here real quick.
Of an unquit.
Okay, so I just want to make sure of that. So if Lord of Larvae wins, he's the champion. What'll have to happen, Pat has got to come back and reverse sweep him to reset the bracket to go back into the championship. So that's what we're looking at. So I wanted to make sure I got that right before I said it. So Lord of Larvae wins, he will have, if he wins 3, he's got to win 1 more. He's a champion. Pat has got to reverse sweep to reset and then win 3 more. So he has a pretty big road. But everybody said Skellige was overpowered, so we will see. Here we go. Game 3, the first best of 5. If if Lord of Larvae wins, he becomes a champion and well deserved. If Pat wins, he'd have to reverse sweep and then win 3 more. Well deserved. Here we go. And now he is blessed by the fact that he does go first, so he can put those Slant on Harpy eggs out. But he's gonna go ahead and throw out eggs. Yeah, let's say puts the Harpy eggs out against the Bears. You always want to go first as a monster player because you fear the Bears, as you should. Here comes Dagon putting the Fog on the first row. Some Foglets. The Bear will swipe them, but if you have Tris Butterfly, you really don't care too much. And there comes the Berserker to counter the weather. Great plays. Great plays. So it's playing it just as it should, right? I mean, he's playing it perfect. You're probably thinking, man, this Skellige's getting destroyed by. Here comes an Alzur's Thunder, I would think, or a Lock, maybe a Fiend. We will see. I wouldn't think a Fiend this early, but possibly Alzur's Thunder here. Manticore Venom. All right. So he's trying to reduce the damage of. Yeah. Okay. So here comes. He wanted the bear. Okay, so he was trying to get rid of the bear so he could call it for himself. Okay. This is interesting. I don't know that I would say I'm kind of surprised by these plays. I'd say they're wrong because not my business, but interesting plays. He's kind of. I think it feels like Lord Larvae is feeling himself a little bit, kind of like I'm just gonna roll over, just gonna crush him. He's playing really aggressive against the skeletal player, and there he goes with the keep, and there comes the swipe. He's setting up his keep. He's ahead. Now this is a key play here for Pat. He's got to get ahead because thank goodness for him with Morkvarg, because if he didn't get ahead, Lord Larvae is passing. He has a keep and he's way up on resources. So there's a key pivotal play by Pat. Great job by Pat seeing that situation, reading it correctly, and going ahead and playing the right play to get ahead. Now, Lord Larvae, who has been masterful to this point, has really 11 points in keep going into the next round because the egg will hatch, spawning a 3-point Harpy. He has an 8-point Ekimara. Now, do we see Triss Butterfly? Does he want to commit it at this point? Because at a certain point at Triss Butterfly, if you commit it too late, your opponent just says, I'm done, I'm out. Does the math, right? So I think we've already seen it. And there he goes again, using that card to its absolute full potential by pulling and separating cards and really doing some damage. I have not seen that card. Arachis Venom, sorry, it was not Manacle Venom, it was Arachis Venom. So I was wrong about that. Thank you, Puzzle. So here we go. The Arachis Venom hits, he pulls away, and he heals.
The sea provides.
That's 8 point. Basically, that was a 13-point play. So great play. He's getting a lot of use out of the Armor Smith in these matchups, but not enough to win yet. Now, 5-5. He has 11-point keep. Does Lord Larvae continue to go on? Really interesting name, by the way. I've been saying that name and it just really hit me. That's kind of an interesting name. Here we go. So he does not run Crones. We've established that because I have not seen nary a Crone on the battlefield. So he doesn't have a big burst. He just relies off of continual pressure with Triss, well-placed Ekimaras, Harpies, Foglets, positioning, weather. Really just an interesting, it's just really playing a deck and just outplaying your opponent is what he's doing. It's really it. There's no big burst. There's no big plays. There's just really subtle, small pressure tactics. Keeps resource control. That's what he's running. The skeletal player is just running power, as skeletal players do. Now, this is a great play. Pat is feeling pretty good right here. He's 1-1. He's not down in card advantage. He has Morkvarg coming back, which will not be enough. Great play again by Lord Larvae, so he can't just rest on Morkvarg laurels. He has to play a card. He can't just pass and be up. But he could simply just pass and be up by half a card. So that is an option available to him. Or he could commit to the board, try to get an overpowered state, and see what's in his hand. Now he does have. He's gonna play. He's gonna play this round. What he's gonna do is he's gonna utilize Hjalmar and try to get a big lead and
Bow
pass
before
and make
modern
his opponent have
Freya.
to play a card. All he wants at this point of this game, to play a bear to stop the Harpy eggs and to get a lead and pass. That's all he wants. That's all he wants. He wants to get a lead and pass to get the resource lead to go into the final round. Lord Larvae knows this. He's trying to not be behind and just go ahead, right? So this is going to be this is right up what Lord Larvae tries to do, control and positioning and resource management. So now, can Pat beat him at this? We will see. Right now, it's not looking great, but he goes ahead and throws out Madman Lugos for a nice 12-point swing, or it could be 16-point swing, because he could get a 6-point bear, 13 points. So that'd be good. So Madman Lugos hits the board. He goes ahead and gets a Savage Bear, I would imagine, or Armor Smith, or Berserker, 6 points, whatever it is. He just wanted 6 points for maximum point potential swing. Probably going to go ahead and hit that Ekimara. It doesn't really matter of the two. I'm not see what he picked, but we'll see when he hits it. 6 points, whatever it was. He throws off a Shield Maiden. Okay, so 4 points. He just, well, oof. Oh wow, what a play by Lord Larvae again with just utilizing pieces. A 20-point key. Oh, what a counterplay by Pat. Tired of your freaking Ekimaras. Hits him with it, gets rid of it, takes it down to 3. That's got to feel pretty dang good. Great play by Pat. Great play by Pat. And the lock on the bear. Interesting he didn't lock Morkvarg. Interesting he didn't lock Morkvarg. Decoy Priest for Shield Maiden. That's interesting. That was a great call. So Puzzle, the producer, who's a high-level player, calls it. He said he's going to decoy Priest for Shield Maiden. Great play. Wow.
Give him no rest.
Okay. I didn't see it coming. I bow to Pat and Puzzle with a great play. Using Matt, that's again thinking ahead. Pat has done that in his games we saw he won, and now he's coming back for Skellige's glory, baby. Great play. He used
Not you again.
The Madman Lugos to pull a Shield Maiden, to resurrect it, to pull the other Shield Maidens. Delicioso. Now, he's going to go for the knockout blow here and end this. He's going to play, or is he just going to go for it? I'm done with this. I want to win a round. Now, can he stop him from hitting? He cannot. It looks like Pat. Yes. Pat has taken it, I think, unless I did. All right. So Pat is coming back. Skellige's glory. What a great play. The next level play of Madman Lugosing into the Shield Maidens, into the Shield Maidens. The beautifully timed Madrone into the Ekamara keep. Although, look, Lord of Larvae played that exactly as he's done this whole time. Utilizing resources, utilizing the Ekamaras, utilizing board control, resource control. But this time, Pat had the answers. And a beautiful play of that Lugos into the Shield Maidens makes it 2-1 in the best of 5. And it looks like he's starting to climb up that road that looks pretty daunting. Great play by Pat. So I think we're gonna go right into it's high level plays. Great. Okay, so we're gonna go right into game 4, right? So here we go. Going right into game 4. And we're already in action. So here we go. So same verse second as the first, right? So it looks like we're gonna have the Berserker into Fog, which will pop the Fog. We have the bears that have swiped the Foglets. The Ekamara comes into play, eats the egg. The bear gets a little swipe action on him. So again, this comes down now and again to board position and points and I mean, it's just brilliant. The Lord of Larvae is just playing a great game of utilizing control of cards and resources, not big power plays, just small dominance. Hats off to him. All right, so Pat again playing the power game with Skellige. Now he has choices to make here. He can, well, we'll see what happens here. Now, Arrakis Venom again. I just didn't see a lot of people play that card, as a matter of fact. So he knocks down the play. He's going to go ahead and use Caretaker to get it back. There goes the play into Morkvarg. So now here we go again. Now, so Lord Larvae has decisions to make, right? He's got to figure out if he's going to. He doesn't have any harpies this time, so he doesn't have a big keep. And his keep will be underneath the power of Morkvarg, which he doesn't necessarily want. He wants to be over that 8-point threshold because that'll then not make him have to play a card for the control game he's playing, or the resource game he's playing. Not really control, but the resource. So he's in a difficult position. We don't see what he has. We will see what he plays here. This is just great. There's the Undertaker and gets the bears. It's very similar to the previous game. Caretaker.
I make the law.
And there's Madman Lugos cleaning out the. This looks like the last game. So we're seeing a very similar game, which is good if you're Pat because he won that one. So this is pretty good. Although I think he had 11 points worth of keep the last game, so a little different that time. All right. He must have teched in a Griffin. I do not remember seeing him playing a Griffin up to this point. So he techs in a Griffin, which is a bane of Skellige cards. Great tech in by Lord of Larvae there. Madrone sees the board. He's going to go ahead and clean out that Ekamara. Not something that Lord Larvae wanted to see. This is not going great for him up to this point, but there come the eggs. So again, masterful positional plays. Patiently wait for the bear to be cleared out, and then playing the harpy behind it. Great play of the armor smith, healing the board. This is just great plays, both of them. Plays and looking at the board state and playing off the board state. And again, no one does this better than Lord of Larvae, because he is great about seeing the board and pick. Also, Pat playing ahead. Just great action. These two really put on a fine show for everybody watching today. And here we go. So, Lord of Larvae now he has 6 points worth of keep. He's now further down the rabbit hole. He can play more. Oh, there's a nice lacerate. Lacerate's going to come in, swipe it, which is great. Again, knocking the board down. And if you are, there's no good coral targets here. Everything's real low, but he's going to play coral.
I can do a great
And I mean, you're still, it keeps you ahead, right? And then again, it won the round, so it's good coral. So it's going to be 11-6 going into the, 8-6 going into the second round. It looks like Pat has turned around the momentum. It's looking pretty good. He's up 8-6. He has the renew, which is always good. He has a young berserker for weather, which is always good because he sees that Dagon has not been played. He does have Siegfrieda, so he can get Holger Blackhand. So he has the tools he wants for this particular play. So he's looking like pretty good. We don't see what Lord Larvae has. He's counting. This is great. He is looking to see. He's only played 2 Solano Harpies, so he probably has a Solano Harpy. He's going to renew. He's going to bring back Caretaker, and he is going to grab a Harpy. Maybe is it a Harpy or a bear? He's gonna grab a. This is so funny to me when Renew could do this. When you can, a Skellige player playing a Caretaker to grab a bear. like what? How does that even happen? But I would imagine he's gonna grab maybe a bear or a Harpy. Bear or Harpy is the choices. He grabs a bear. So to recap, a Skellige player just played a Caretaker to grab a bear from the monster graveyard. That just happened. That really just happened. 18-6. Negligible card difference, really. There's the fog, which we're probably gonna see. He kicked the Berserker, so he now has targets for his Shield Maidens, but he's going to go ahead and resurrect probably the Berserker at some point. It looks like to be the play. There's no good lock targets. Holger Blackhand doesn't have a great target. He is going to resurrect, I would think, the Berserker, or the bear. Okay, so he's just going with the power play. That weather will be a factor because there is really no great answer for it. It's going to continually deteriorate his board. I don't know. I don't know what he has in his hand. He does have in his hand right now. He has a 15-point swing. So he has the 3 Shield Maidens week 12, and he has right now targets for 1-1-1. So it's 15-point swing, and he's already up by 21. It's pretty brutal. Man. So Ekamara,
Onward!
Yeah, it's looks pretty bad. Yeah, this looks pretty bad. I mean, it's 34, 14, 20, and again, he has 15 points of swing in his hand. Holger Blackhand, the name escapes me, not Ekamara, but the name escapes me. That's terrible. It's the vampire for the mouse. I'm sorry, I can't remember. So he hits it, he negates it, and here comes Dagon. Dagon will hit the back row with fog, probably. Catachan, thank you. So Catachan, oh god, it's terrible. So Catachan gets hit, neutralized by Holger Blackhand. Thank you, Puzzle. Here comes the fog. Again, it's just a good resource. And here comes the 15-point swing. So that will be very difficult. And he saved it beautifully after Dagon was played, because what that could possibly do is neutralize the effect of them getting played back at full health. Then also, he went ahead and kept one, so that if Fog is played, he only nets 4 from it as opposed to 6. Every little point counts. You'd be surprised. Lord of Larvae is in a very tough position here. Pat has come back strong, and could be about to tie this game up, this setup at 2 apiece, which if he wins 3-2 will reset it to another best of 5. And selfishly, I'm hoping that he does, because I want to see these guys play some more. Great renew into Coral. I don't know if it'll be enough, although that weather is going to hit him for 4-6, so he'll be at net 22. The 7 will put him at a lock. Put him at 20. Man, it'll be close. He'll have 29 if the board doesn't alter between the next state, which means he only needs to come up with 8. And then, yeah. So that's like, I would think that Lord Larvae is going to take this one, because he is going to have the effects of the weather. Although, if it does happen to kill that Morgvark, and Morgvark comes back at full strength, it might be enough to win it. We'll have to see what he plays. A good pass. He saw the same thing I saw. That it looks like it's pretty bad with weather. Go ahead and make his opponent commit to it. Woodland Spirit hits the board. That is pretty brutal. That is a great play by Pat to bait that out and be in the power position going in. Now, Morgvark will come back at, I think, a 5. So he only has a 5 strength lead. I don't think any Harpy Egg, no Harpy Egg stuck. So it's 5-0 going in the final round. He's made Lord of Larvae play all of his best cards. He didn't draw anything great. Now, he'll probably kick that the Berserker out. There comes this over. Yeah. So, wow.
We serve
Great
her
plays by
who is
Pat.
virgin,
So
mother,
Pat has
and
started to change his
crone.
strategy around. Really started to focus more on resource control, kind of playing Lord of Larvae's game. Be interesting to see if we can keep that up and continue. Oh, he goes with a little bit of salt. A little bit extra there. A little bit extra. We'll go ahead and really win this last round. So, can't blame him. So it's 2-2. So the best of 5, the first best of 5 of the Passiflora Championship. I say first because if Pat wins this best of 5, we go to another, because Pat has come up through the losers bracket. Lord of Larvae has not tasted the bitter sting of defeat to this point. So all he has to do is, oh wait, no reset. Winner and winner's back. I mean, what is it? Oh, okay. So there's no reset. I was going by the old rules. So yeah, that is so Pat was the winner, right? Oh, sorry, but a little yeah, so Pat's the winner. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so the rules had changed this month. I'm very, very sorry. What had happened is Pat was in the winner's bracket, so Pat was automatically given a game in the series of the best of 5. So what happened is Pat needed to win 2 games. Lord of Larvae needed to win 3. That was the new advantage rules we put in. Very sorry. So Pat is the Passiflora champion with that win. Pat has won 3 games to 2 because he was given the win, because it changed. Instead of a reset, it was the you got 1 game into the series. So you started the championship series 1-0. So what happened was he was 1-0. Lord of Larvae 1-2. So he was up 2-1. Pat stormed back and won the last 2 to win it 3-2. So great heads off. Great heads off to Lord of Larvae, who gave a valiant effort, played exceptionally well. But the man of the hour, the Tower of Power, Pat, is the Passiflora Championship. Pat Sim is the full name. I'm sure I butchered it. I'm sure it means something eloquent and awesome. I'm not eloquent nor awesome. So, Pat, congratulations. You have won the Passiflora. You are our champion of champions. Thank you so much. Lord of Larvae, you got some great points, and there will be some prizes bestowed upon you both. I would like to thank and apologize sincerely for the confusion. That was on me. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, that everybody showed up. I think everybody on YouTube is going to watch this. We're getting a good YouTube audience. And I'd like to thank Puzzle for putting this all together. He's our new media manager, so he's going to be making us have more of a presence. Those of you that watch, and maybe some more things we're going to do. I'd like to thank Saraxia, of course. I'd like to thank Saltman. I'd like to thank Who's There 15, Percival, and Mako, the admins who are just the bomb and are awesome. I am Shifu of the Cards. I've been casting this. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching the Passiflora Championship. Congratulations once again to Pat Snim. You are the man. Lord of Larvae scouts out for a great, great fight. Have a good one, everybody.